Welcome to an SEC basketball Saturday in Columbia, South Carolina. Today, number 15, South Carolina hosts the Vanderbilt Commodores. We welcome you inside Columbia Life Arena, which has turned into an incredible home environment. On Tuesday night against Ole Miss, South Carolina had 18,000, a sellout. The first home non-Kentucky sellout in 5. See, it's so loud you can't even hear Pat. It's so loud in here you can't even hear it. Sandstorm going. We got towels going. We are ready for SEC basketball on a Saturday in Columbia. This South Carolina team ranked in the top 25 in the regular season for the first time since the 2016-17 season. Gamecocks have won 6 in a row. It is time for SEC basketball. South Carolina in the home white. Mike Vandy in black. It was so loud in there, Pat, we couldn't even hear you.
I can't believe I got out of there with my life.
Ezra Magnon with the basketball for Vanderbilt to start things off. Tyron Lawrence now into the corner. Vanderbilt just one win in the SEC. It came last Saturday at home against Missouri. Magnon mid-range. What a shot to start things off for Ezra Magnon. First 5 on the floor for Vanderbilt. Talon Cooper, the Minnesota transfer, along with Davis Johnson, the freshman Colin Murray-Boyles, and B.J. Mack. Here's Mack, straight on 3, short. South Carolina got off to a torrid pace on Tuesday night, shooting especially from the perimeter. It's Vanderbilt, though, that is off to a hot start today as Evan Taylor, who has been red hot from behind the arc. He's made now 15 of his last 31 threes.
And that's what they expected. The transfer from Lehigh showed it at 43% last year at Lehigh, so they knew he could knock it down.
Michi Johnson trying to get strong inside. He gets the roll. He wants to know where the whistle was. South Carolina on the board.
Michi showing the improvement in his game. Not just a shooter, could take it to the hole this year.
Ezra Magnon already with a bucket out front. Taylor. South Carolina, the number 1 scoring defense in the SEC. Shot clock inside 5. Knocked away. Then Alan Lubin trying to get it to fall. And a whistle. Foul on B.J. Mack. That is his first, our first whistle of the ball game. Vanderbilt off to a fast shooting start. Couple of free throws coming up here for Vin Allen Lubin, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida. 80% from the line this year. He's made 41 of 51. Jerry Stackhouse in his 5th year as the head coach of Vanderbilt, co-coach of the year alongside Buzz Williams at Texas A&M last year. Lubin missed them both. Talon Cooper, guarded by Magnon, gets it to Mack. Cooper has been playing well as of late. So has this young man. Extra passing inside. P.J. Mack, chance for a 3-point play.
So you watch that play, and South Carolina very under control. A big key to this, Zach Davis is an excellent cutter. They spread the floor enough to where he finds ways to cut to the basket. Of course, Colin Murray-Boyles plays. He's got great vision, great footwork and hands. We'll talk a lot about him this game. But I'm just impressed with Zachary Davis. He's learned how to cut on time and then just feeds a nice, easy pass to B.J. Mack for a layup. A lot of South Carolina shots, man, are high percentage shots.
B.J.
The majority of them are.
Yeah. They get good looks. Lamont, there's the head coach here at South Carolina. Says he loves the quality of shots that his team is getting. He'd like them to make a few more of them.
Well, from the three-point line, certainly. They're averaging around 8 per game. But they're capable of making up around 15 in some games.
Had 3 games this year. South Carolina has where they've made 15 or more threes. And against George Washington, probably the best shooting performance of the entire season. 18 made threes in that game against GW back in December.
And Richard, look at the spacing here. You got 4 guys above the three-point line. Gives B.J. Mack all the room he wants.
It's his own miss, forces it back up. A lot of contact down low. Letting them play early. Our officials today, Alandis Poole, Joe Lindsay, and Jason Baker, veteran SEC crew. 11 wins a year ago for South Carolina. Lamont Paris in his 2nd season here came after a successful run at UT Chattanooga.
Recovery there by Talon Cooper to get back to his man after B.J. Mack steps up.
Malik Presley in the lane, shot clock winding down, forces it up at the left hand and gets it to fall.
And the majority, if you want to score against South Carolina's defenses, you're going to have to make tough twos because they guard the three-point line extremely well. You can't get by them off the dribble.
H.E. Johnson into the corner, 3-ball, won't go for Talon Cooper. South Carolina keeps it alive, and then Vandy comes away with it. Lee Presley able to grab that loose ball. Commodores up 2, almost 4 minutes in. Magnon gets the bucket.
And he is as good as anybody in the SEC. When he has space to work like that, he can find a crease in any defense, and he's excellent at finishing around the rim. Great ball faker, or creative to finish at the rim.
Out to Mack. Now Meechie Johnson. Gets it to CMB on the drive. Count the basket, and a foul.
Now the perfect example of using that ball screen. Colin Murray Boyles dives to the basket. He has the chance. He can kick it out for a 3 if there's help, or he can finish on his own.
Vanderbilt with an early 2-point lead. South Carolina at the line when we come back. Last Saturday in Nashville, Vanderbilt got its first SEC win, hosting Missouri. Commodores shot the basketball well. Took care of that home court. Ezra Magnon, as you would expect, had a big day for the Commodores and had to feel good for those Vanderbilt Commodores picking up that first conference win.
Well, there's no doubt about it, right? Because you have games where you are right there, possession games, where if you do make a shot, that could be the difference in it. And they shot really well. And we've talked about how the injury situation, but also you expect guys that have proven in the past they're able to make some shots for you, just hadn't been able to do it. Evan Taylor is a guy who's played extremely well, started out, made his first one tonight, so if he's able to keep that hot shooting now, you're not depending on Ezra Magnon and Tyron Lawrence, right? Where's that third guy, the fourth guy? They don't give you 20. Just give us 10, 11, 12.
Vanderbilt lost on Tuesday night at home to Kentucky, but it was a monster night for Evan Taylor, who you mentioned just a second ago. He had 5 of 8 threes in that game. Andy with a 1-point lead and the ball after that free throw make from B.J. Mack. Taylor hands it off to Tyron Lawrence, goes around a screen, tries to curl all the way down the left side of the lane, and a rebound underneath. Talon Cooper couldn't secure it and lost it out of bounds, so Vandy will keep possession.
So there's 10 out of the 14 SEC teams. When Tyron Lawrence turns the corner like that, he's able to get right to the backboard. But the lateral quickness, Meechie Johnson stays with it, and the defense at the rim makes that a tough shot.
Catch and shoot from the corner won't go, and Vanderbilt another chance. Ends up in the hands of Carter Lang, who has just come in. Lang, the freshman from Charlottesville, Virginia. I think we've got a shot clock issue.
Front row, Josh Gray goes into the front row, right in the lap of a young fella over there.
I think they had to get the possession arrow right, so they've stopped the clock there. Magnon into the corner, gets it to Taylor. Magnon finds some space at the free throw line, too strong that time, and finally South Carolina secures the rebound. It was Colin Murray Boyles who grabbed it.
That was also Josh Gray defending Magnon at the perimeter. That's the advantage when you got Talon Cooper at 6'4", 6'5", and he switches off on a big man. He can fight down there with the big fella. But credit Josh Gray for getting down and defending.
Contested jumper on the baseline there for Michi Johnson. He's got 4.
Excellent job. He had all that side to work, realized he had a height advantage, got down in a stance.
First lead of the game for South Carolina. Tyron Lawrence, step back 3 off the back iron. And a rebound for Cooper, and then he was fouled. Lee Presley was called for the foul, so he's got 2. Jordan Williams into the game for Vanderbilt.
South Carolina, an excellent defensive rebounding team. You're not going to beat them on the offensive glass. They're big across the board. All 5 guys go to the glass and rebound. They're never out of position defensively, which helps them on that defensive glass.
Why? Well, we'll get to the South Carolina defense in a second. On the offensive end right now, you had Miles Stute cutting to the basket. Didn't get it to him. Lugasuk has come into the game. Cooper into the corner. Stute for 3, short. He made 4 of 5 against Ole Miss on Tuesday night. That one touched last by Vanderbilt, so South Carolina keeps the possession.
Yeah, Talon Cooper had the choice, right? He could attack that, get straight to the basket, but he just waited for Stute's man to hedge towards him. Give it up to his shooting guard in the corner, catch and shoot. Stute, that's a makeable shot for him.
Cooper triggers it in, gets it to Stute. He's doubled down low. Miles Stute, the former Vanderbilt Commodore, spent 3 years in West End. Stute guarded by Isaiah West, and he gets the contact and gets the shot to go.
Now the good recognition, this time Miles Stute recognizes he does have an advantage. No double team coming. Not a lot of resistance by Isaiah West there defensively.
Stute did something that he doesn't do a lot of, and that's shoot a 2-point basket.
Right.
He camps out on the,
He
the 3-point arc.
He's getting a little chuckle there too. Well, sometimes it's about taking what the defense gives you, and I think if you could sort of put a name to what South Carolina's offense does, is they're one of the best at that. Okay, what are you giving us? We'll take that. Because they're good enough decision makers to recognize what the best high percentage shot is.
Vandy made its first 4 shots. They've missed their last 4. Commodores down 4, 13 and a half to play in this opening half. Shot clock at 5. Tough shot by J.Q. Roberts. Wow.
That was all the way to the SEC logo, and we saw that was one of the shots Ole Miss had to make to stay in that game, that tough 2-pointer.
They'll be right off the mark with a 3, and then a foul on South Carolina. Miles Stute picks up the foul. That is his first. So we've seen a couple of times South Carolina push Vandy deep into the shot clock. What is it in your mind that makes this South Carolina defense so good?
They don't go for a lot of steals, right? So they're going to stay in front of you. They're going to stay in front of their man with the basket. Not going to get beat that way. Backdoor cuts, anything. Going to stay in front of the basketball. So essentially, you're not going to get any open looks. So if you don't have the personnel to make tough twos to create, that's when it's going to be tough scoring night for you.
Tipped away by South Carolina. Williams was trying to get that ball into the middle of the lane to Lang.
And Coach Paris gave us a fantastic stat from the Kentucky game. 14 possessions. They forced Kentucky to take a shot under 10 seconds in the shot clock.
And we've seen 3 today from Vanderbilt under 5 so far.
And that's just because they're very disciplined. They're going to maintain their positions. And then here it is again. And now you're forced into a very difficult 2 or turnovers.
That was touched last by South Carolina, but only 0.7 on the shot clock. Time to catch and shoot, but not much.
Not much at all, yeah. And you know, South Carolina is very good at communicating, switching if they have to, but then getting back into the play. If one of their guys gets picked off, they don't give up on it.
Lewis did not get the shot off. There's time to catch and shoot. There's not time to catch, hop, take a step, and then shoot.
Right, and that's the challenge of the catch and shoot three, where you need a little bit more balance to do that, as opposed to, you know, throwing it at the rim and maybe for a pass right out of there for an alley-oop. Again, the spacing, balance, makes it difficult to guard all five.
Good pass from Ugasak out. And a three from Mack on the perimeter.
So B.J. Mack is the key to this offense, because 32% from the three-point line this year, just 27% this year. He makes a few more of those. It just opens things up in the paint for everybody else.
Lewis spins home a long two.
Talking about keys, Paul Lewis is one for Vanderbilt. If he can come in, knock down a couple of shots, be that third or fourth scorer for Vandy.
Knocked away. South Carolina will keep it on the offensive end, but first, a timeout. B.J. Mack, the big man, getting into the act. How about the feed? Bottom of the net for Mack.
Alyssa Lang here with a studio update. Bama at LSU. Rylan Griffin for three.
Too much space, Alyssa.
LSU back on the other end. Will Baker's been cooking 22 points, but he turns it over there. This ends up in the hands of Griffin again for three.
Too much room, Alyssa.
Bama on top, guys. Back out to you.
I think I'm hearing a theme there, leaving too much room. Goodwin in Baton Rouge. Hey, I got into town last night. First thing I did was look for the Alyssa Lang statue. I was going to take my picture with it. I'm going to hit it on the way out of town today. Big day. You got Alabama, LSU. That one's currently on ESPN. Auburn and Florida on the SEC network after us. Kentucky stepping outside the league for a home matchup with Gonzaga today. And a big one tonight in College Station is number 6 Tennessee taking on Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M in the field right now for the NCAA tournament. Certainly a quad one game, like hosting Tennessee.
Huge opportunity.
Push in there. And by the way, what a gift Kentucky has given Gonzaga. I mean, the Zags are not where they have been in past years, and usually when they get into conference play, they don't have really much opportunity to improve their resume. But you get a game in Lexington in February, that's a huge opportunity for Gonzaga.
Kentucky coming off the win against Vanderbilt on Tuesday night earlier this week. Studi from the left side, can't get it to go. He's 0 of 2 from behind the arc. Thought in that game, and I know sometimes it's dictated by score, but the athleticism of Kentucky really shone through in the second half. They were just running and gunning.
Oh, there's no question. They pretty much can score any way you want them to. It's an excellent swing pass, and that's one of the things Vanderbilt, you're going to have to worry about that, is getting to their rotations, because they spread you out, get to those corner shooters if you want to try and defend Vandy.
Jordan Williams just doubled his SEC point total. He had 3 points in SEC play all year. Good looking shot there. Michi Johnson with a good looking shot on the other end.
Well, you see that Vandy defense, they're going to prevent the ball from getting to the middle, want to force it baseline. Michi had the opportunity, nice explosion, going straight to the rim. Finish, a tough finish to the chest of Lang.
Lewis just inside the three-point line.
All right, and that was a great example, Richard, of how Coach Lamont Paris wants his guys to chase that shooter. So that shooter is running straight line, has to turn quick and shoot. There's Michi, great finish, huh? See, he's established himself as a great shooter, and so the next step, and everybody's going to try to get him off the three-point line, make him bounce it. He's taken on that development. Talk about his development. I mean, 8 assists in the last game. He's really become an extremely well-rounded player defensively as well.
B.J. Mack left alone this time off the back iron. South Carolina not having a start from the perimeter that they had on Tuesday night against Ole Miss.
Well, the thing is, they're getting shots, right? That's B.J. Mack's third look with just about nobody really in his area code. Studi had a couple like that, so they're getting the shots they want, which, you know, if you're looking at this game, if you're Coach Lamont Paris, that's what you'd like to see. At least we're getting those shots.
first half threes on Tuesday. Lewis lets the defender fly by, but can't make the shot. Rebound to Zachary Davis.
Great length by South Carolina's defense there. Another possession where Vandy had to shoot it under 10 seconds in the shot clock.
Deep three from Michi Johnson off the front iron.
So you know Vandy understands how good South Carolina's half-court defense is. At times, you got to try to score before the defense sets up. See if you can't get a few in transition.
Magnon working against Cooper, touched last by the Gamecocks. Cooper.
Listen, that is not easy to stay in front of Ezra Magnon. I mean, there's not many human beings who can do it. Talon Cooper, 6'5", great length, great footwork defensively, great instincts. See where I'm going with this? I think he's a pretty good defender. Talon Cooper.
Lubin and Taylor back into the game for Vanderbilt. Davis called for the bump there. His first. Talon Cooper's such an interesting story. Spent 3 years at Morehead State and then a year at Minnesota. Last year he was 7th in the country in assists and kind of one of the under-the-radar transfer portal guys. Mont Paris and the South Carolina staff identified him, loved him, and they love what he has given them this year. Magnon might have gotten away with a little push-off, but he's got 6.
Yeah, and we've seen Vandy's points come from three-point shots on some really good skip passes. The tough twos at the SEC logo, right, where they had to get physical. Oh, nice little kick there by Tyron Lawrence. Pele action.
Just trying to start the break a little faster.
The break. Hey, listen, it was an accident. But Vandy has guys like Tyron Lawrence, Ezra Magnon, who can get in the lane and make those tough fadeaways.
How about this? 1 of 4 with 1,300 points and 700 assists. He finished that game on Tuesday night with 701 in the assist category. Averaging just shy of 5 assists for his career. Lubin on Mack. Working into the lane. Mack stays in front of him. Gives no ground. Lubin just fades away. What good defense by B.J. Mack.
B.J. Mack, excellent defense. Stayed down, hands up. Credit South Carolina as a whole, though. All 5 guys know where their man in the basketball is. They don't lose him on the weak side for a cut. Vandy was cutting to the hoop.
Murray Boyles got it inside to Cooper for an easy 2.
And that is an important matchup right there. You saw South Carolina take advantage again of the size of their guards. Cooper, we've seen Johnson do it. Studi take advantage of that.
Lawrence on the drive, challenging Mack. Little contact, finishes through the contact, and gets the bucket. Stackhouse, Jerry Stackhouse wants to know, where's the whistle there?
Ty Lawrence is a hard-driving guy. You know, most of the time he forces the official to make calls.
Right. Murray Boyles. Spin move. Rebound. And a foul on South Carolina. And that will take us to a timeout. A tight one. This has been good. Carolina up 22-20. Two-point lead for South Carolina over Vanderbilt. 7:10 to play alongside Pat Bradley, Richard Cross, and our entire SEC Network crew with you. It's been a busy week for our crew. They had basketball Tuesday night, basketball Thursday night. There's another game in this building tomorrow.
I've heard.
You've heard?
Yeah, and I think there's going to be quite a few people who are not going to leave the building, going to try to hide under the bleachers.
Just maybe spend the night.
Spend the night.
Number 1, an undefeated South Carolina women's team. Coached, of course, by Dawn Staley.
We used to do that back in the day.
Hosting UConn tomorrow.
Wow. Coach Gino Oriama. Making their way.
It's in your general neck of the woods.
Yeah. Another great. Coach Dawn Staley has done everything and more.
Ty Lawrence couldn't get it to go. Rebound underneath for Lubin. Trying to go up among the trees and muscles his way up. How about that for Finn Allen Lubin?
Well, that's not very easy to do against a big Josh Gray, very athletic,
and
Colin Murray Boyles.
This is the bigger lineup for South Carolina, where they've got Gray and Murray Boyles both on the floor. Cooper dumps it off. Murray Boyles lays it in with the left hand.
Simple basketball, right? Talon Cooper, his size allows him to see over the defense, come off that ball screen. You got Josh Gray on the block. Then you got the diving Murray Boyles with the finish.
Colin Murray Boyles, a local product. He's from here in Columbia. Left for his senior year, went out to Utah and played at Wasatch Academy. Needed it from a maturity standpoint. It's what he wanted to do, and has come back home and, boy, has just grown and grown and grown throughout this season. Inside 5 on the shot clock, and a bailout foul there. That is Talon Cooper picking up his first.
Ezra Magnon won't be denied. Realized, with the time on the clock, the best chance that they have, try to draw a foul, get to the rim. But you see the physicality, though, South Carolina's defense, especially from that perimeter position. They will go chest to chest with you. As a matter of fact, Lamont Paris said in practice he had Zachary Davis try to go through his chest just to show him it didn't hurt that bad.
Taylor, Evan Taylor. How about his level of confidence right now?
Well, he's been feeling it. His numbers are that's 16 of his last 32 for his last 4 games, and they need him to step up, and he's done that in SEC play.
Cooper with the kick. Michi Johnson, and time to size it up. Offensive rebound. Murray Boyles, he just went straight up and took it away from everybody.
We are going to hear a lot about CMB. If you haven't got a chance to watch him play, a freshman, skilled, he's athletic, he's got great hands, great footwork. What I love about him most, he's got great vision, high basketball IQ, knows where to be on the floor.
During preseason practice leading into the start of the year, he developed mono. They had to shut it down completely for 3 weeks. Didn't play until December 1st. That's a foul on Josh Gray. And so it kind of took him a while to get his stamina back, to get his legs back. But as he has gotten more playing time, didn't have his first start until January 13th at Missouri. But he is really growing in front of us.
Yeah, there's no question. Top 100, we heard from Coach Paul Biancardi, recruiting director, ESPN, top 100 player. And he gave me all that info. I talked to the coaches about him being a skilled, strong, athletic guy, but he does more than that. He understands the game to the level of, you watch him on offense, he knows where it needs to be, or if he needs to score, knows how to help on defense as well.
Older brother James playing professionally overseas right now. That is in Germany. Lubin finally made one from the line. He's 1 of 4, coming in as an 80% free throw shooter. 26 apiece. Gray, good vision, gets it into the corner. Cooper on the drive, cut off. CMB working against Lubin. Went right at him, but a little too strong, and Lubin clears the rebound.
Yeah, nice contest without the foul there, and the majority of those high percentage shots right there in front of the rim are going down.
Evan Taylor short with the long 2. An open look for Tyron Lawrence. That is his shot. Left it short, knows he missed an opportunity, and then a foul underneath on the rebound.
Yeah, you're not going to get many of those where your shoulders are square, feet are set, the pass is coming right at you so you don't have to turn, just step right into it. Not a lot of that against South Carolina's defense. Ooh, I like that trap there out front. Scramble back.
Into Josh Gray.
God.
And he traveled.
Oh, I thought they could have. I thought it was going to be the 3 seconds in the paint on that. A great job scrambling back by Vandy's D.
Slid his feet. Crowd didn't like it. Vanderbilt basketball. We are tied at 26.
You hear a lot.
Fish, Slay, Alyssa here with you, coming up on the principal halftime report. We'll take you all across the SEC, get you an update on Tide, Tigers. We'll talk this game, but I don't want to spend our time doing that because you guys are trying to talk to PB.
Communication is key, Fish. Yeah, Pat Bradley, I was watching your open. Can you repeat what you said?
Communication is key, shooter.
I didn't hear anything you said, Pat.
Can't hear you.
Fish.
Wow.
Slay, Alyssa, we blew out the microphone. This place was so loud. 3,500 plus crazy Carolina students going crazy around. We got finance to fashion majors in the stands. The students waiting in line 5 hours to see the
15th ranked South Carolina Gamecocks.
in the country.
6 wins in a
Did
row.
you get that, fellas?
There you go. There you go.
I know my lines.
Don't let them push you around.
Hey, it's crazy here. Alyssa Lang's place is nuts down here. I mean, this is just some exciting times.
And look, it's a complete 180 from a season ago. Year 1, Lamont Paris. It was almost like year 0. They were trying to get through the year, get some of his guys in, build a roster, try to build a culture. They're playing his style. They went 11 games a year ago. They're sitting on 20 wins with 8 games left in the regular season.
And they're doing it playing simple basketball, disciplined, fundamental basketball. Get down, watch this defense. Stay in your stance, communicate, arms out wide. Now they run out to the three-point shooter. Help. Come on. Under 10 seconds again.
A little different defensive look this time from South Carolina.
A little bit different. The zone there. Good pass by Tyron.
Corner 3 short by Taylor. Gets his own miss. Monroe, thought about kicking it out. Instead attacks the basket. Josh Gray with the rebound. 6 offensive rebounds in this first half for Vanderbilt.
They're trapping Talon Cooper out there.
That one was halfway down. Josh Gray trying to come up with the offensive rebound. Shot wouldn't go for Zachary Davis.
And with that high ball trap, they're going to have to give something up, right? Because now South Carolina's playing 4 on 3 on that half offense. Who are you going to leave open? Not Meechie on the right side. Zach Davis was found open that time.
Tyron Lawrence working against Talon Cooper. Baseline drive. Gets it out to Magnon. Under 5 on the shot clock. Gets to the free throw line. Forces it up and draws the foul. Meechie Johnson whistled for the contact, and Magnon will go to the free throw line, sitting on 6 points in this game.
So this is Magnon's only his first trip to the free throw line, but he's had to try and create something for Vandy's offense under 5 seconds multiple times, right? We've already seen it once against the long
5, I think.
And whether it was him making a bucket, getting a foul called, so you just see the value in having a guy like that can create stuff.
Ezra Magnon, 11th best free throw shooter in the SEC at 83%, but he missed 1. So Vandy's missed 3 free throws in the game. Make it 4, and the only 2 guys that have shot free throws are both above 80%. Lon Cooper, 3-ball. Saved in by CMB, but then Vanderbilt comes away with it.
Good look right there, good pass by Meechie.
Magnon challenging Gray, offensive rebound for Lang. Little wraparound pass in traffic, and who's going to come away with it? South Carolina is. Ended up in the hands of Meechie Johnson. Nobody got on the floor there.
Oh, Meechie trying to get that nutmeg pass between the legs on Carter Lang.
Interior passing.
If they completed that, that was a Mahomes play, okay? Type of pass. Unorthodox type of pass.
What you got tomorrow night, Chiefs or Niners?
Oh, man, let me think about it. I'll tell you second half. A little cliffhanger for you.
Okay.
Still haven't finished my research.
Tyron Lawrence, 3-ball from the corner.
And that's Vandy. You see them get multiple shots from those corners. They do an excellent job of making you go from underneath the basket defensively, and they swing that around quick for an open shot.
South Carolina, 4-minute scoring drought. Talon Cooper feeds it in. CMB off the glass. That snaps the drought and gets it back to 2.
That's Vandy's little zone. They do 1-3-1, but that one was sort of a matchup 2-3. which South Carolina was practicing that in practice yesterday, shoot around today. We're how to find the opening in that defense.
Tyron Lawrence off the screen, gets squared up, left it short, and Josh Gray comes down with a rebound plus a foul on Vanderbilt. That's on Jordan Williams, his second.
Vandy with 7 offensive rebounds right now. And a lot of that is coming off of some of the three-point shots, just being a little bit more aggressive.
7th team foul on Vanderbilt, so Josh Gray at the free throw line.
And South Carolina's lost. They gave up 17 second chance points, so something to look at. Vandy's only sitting at 4 now, despite 7 offensive rebounds.
Josh Gray, 48% from the line on the year, but had made 5 of his last 7
You
prior
did it.
to that one.
You did it.
It's like the
I've
third
never
time
seen
I've
it
done
live.
today.
I've never seen it live before. The announcer jinx.
Magnon with the crossover, trying to find some space.
It's like Bigfoot. You know, you hear about it, but you never get to see it live. And I just witnessed it.
You just called me a Sasquatch. I think you did. I think you did. Vanderbilt leading it 30-28. Ezra Magnon, 7 points in this first half.
And you know he's so difficult because of his ability to create his own shot, gets by the defense. And really, South Carolina's offense is so good. You see him right there. Quickness and his ability to take it to the basket. He's very creative when he does that. Gets right there. He's strong, too, and explosive. So against South Carolina, you're not going to get a lot of open shots. And a lot of your shots are going to come under the 10-second mark. That's just because they're so disciplined. And Magnon is the type of player that can at least get off a shot for you.
Magnon listed at 6 feet. You want to fact check that one for me?
Yeah, no, probably not. But here's the thing: if you're Coach Lamont Paris and you're playing the percentages, right? You're saying, okay, Ezra Magnon, Tyron Lawrence, you have to make those difficult shots for 40 minutes or more if you go into overtime, and that's the percentage game that South Carolina's playing on defense. Ooh, nice green cut.
What a great backdoor cut for Tyron Lawrence. Vanderbilt by 4, clock running down. Talon Cooper, bump, tries to kick it to the corner. Didn't get it off in time. B.J. Mack looking for a 3 at the buzzer. Just the 3rd time that Vanderbilt has led at the half in an SEC game this year. Also did so against Missouri and Tennessee. They won that game against Missouri last week. Can they pull a shocker on the road today? We'll find out. 32-28 at the break. Let's send you to the studio and Alyssa Lay. Cocky got them on their feet at halftime, letting it fly from half court.
Now, you said he might have stepped on the line, but I say give him credit anyway.
Vanderbilt leading it by 4 over South Carolina. Hey, congratulations, your mic worked.
It is, it's on. We're ready to rock and roll.
What about this first half? Vanderbilt with a 4-point lead. Pretty efficient in the first half, the Commodores.
They were efficient. There's no doubt both teams were shooting 46%, but really it was South Carolina right now shooting 1 for 11 from the three-point line. They're getting good looks, though, Rich and Cross. Just got to start making them.
One of the guys that seems to always get good looks these days is Colin Murray-Boyles. 11 points, only player in double figures in the game.
Well, you see him right there, the ability to move without the basketball, create an opening for yourself to go up strong and finish. Vanderbilt did an excellent job. There's Tyron Lawrence there at his spot, a nice extra pass. How about Evan Taylor? Right now with 2 threes. He's 2 for 3 from the three-point line. We've seen him shoot the ball much better. A big part of this first half for Vandy as well, they've had 8 guys score. 8 guys. We said you don't have to have an extra guy score 20. Just give us a little bit more from a few different players.
10 players have played in the game for Vanderbilt. 8 of them have scored. Evan Taylor leading the way for the Commodores. You saw that 3-point number for South Carolina. Just 1 of 11. That one belonged to B.J. Mack. Here's Meechie Johnson, kicks it out. Talon Cooper says, we're not 1 of 11 anymore.
They will start falling at some point. You're talking about a team that makes 34% over 8 per game. At home, you expect to shoot the ball really well. So they were going to start falling at some point.
Evan Taylor looking for the answer. Off the mark, tipped around, and back. Mack secures the rebound. Murray Boyles says, give me a lane. Wow, you got to stop the ball, don't you?
Well, certainly he saw, he looked, but that's the vision part. Guys don't play with their heads up enough, and they don't even realize when they're open for a driving lane like that. Murray Boyles with the finish with the right hand.
Lawrence guarded by Michi. Looking to use the screen. B.J. Mack pushes it all the way out to half court. Magnon. Now Taylor. Gives it out. Magnon looking for a three. No, he does that very, very rarely. Had to take it there with the shot clock winding down. That is only the 32nd three-point attempt of the year for the point guard, Ezra Magnon.
Right, that's not what he's known for. He'll leave himself open for that, but I think what's impressive, we talked about it at halftime, 8 offensive rebounds for Vanderbilt. And that only has resulted in 4 second chance points. Looks like they may be looking for a goaltend on this.
They were looking for a goaltend, and they're going to go to the monitor.
I love this. We get to take a look at it as they're looking at it.
18:39 left in this second half.
Possibly looked like.
All right, so I'm not sure it's the first contact. It may be the second contact with the ball against the rim.
Well, Zachary Davis came from behind and blocked Malik Presley's shot against the backboard, and that's when I believe it was Murray Boyles. Watch Zachary Davis right here. When he goes up, he actually blocks it into the backboard, which then
we're just gonna imagine it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining.
Landis Poole going to give us the explanation. All right, so they did not count the basket, but there was a foul on the play, and so you have free throws here for Malik Presley after the foul on Zachary Davis.
Right, once Davis hits it, then it's obviously already a blocked shot, so if it does hit the backboard, CMB, right? He's good enough now. We can call him CMB, call him Murray Boyles.
Yeah.
I mean,
if a band can be LMFAO, why can't he be CMB, right?
He can. But so him hitting it after the backboard is a moot point.
Usher, halftime tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be watching.
Super Bowl halftime?
I'll be watching. Ursher.
Little throwback. A little. Maybe that just means we're old.
Oh, you saw that. Great job by Talon Cooper to maintain control of that.
Oh, B.J. Mack in the corner. Rattles home the three, but what about the feed to get it to him?
Now, that's 2 things, right? Understanding where your teammate is in B.J. Mack, and then the ability at 6'5" to make that pass cross court.
Talon Cooper with his 4th assist of the game. B.J. Mack got a couple of threes. Woo. Nice feed there. Put one in the assist column for Ezra Magnon.
Richard, he knew he had to get it there, and he knew he had to throw it to the perfect spot for Van Lubin to get up and finish that with a yoke.
That snapped an 8-0 run for Vanderbilt. Got a little CMB inside and a chance for a 3-point play.
Again, there's the ability to finish, right? There's a lot of guys who have the ability to finish, but I think what separates CMB is he understands how to get open and make himself available to finish those.
15 points now for Colin Murray Boyles, trying to get to 16 at the free throw line. He's gone for 16 in each of the last 2 games.
Did you see how he cut there? We had a double team on Michi, gets it to B.J. Mack at the top. Now, B.J. sometimes turns and shoots that 3. He didn't. CMB cuts right to the block for an easy and 1. I mean, I could say it's easy for him. It wouldn't be for one of us.
You probably more so than me, but it's okay.
Ooh.
Tyron Lawrence never gave up the dribble. Got to a good spot, saw the clearing, and accelerated.
And that's what he does best. Hard driving left hand straight to the hoop. He's fearless. Will accept the contact and still finish.
South Carolina has made all 4 of its shot attempts in the second half. Make it 5 for 5. third made 3 in the game for B.J. Mack. He's now at double figures with 12 points, and these Carolina fans coming to their feet.
That's the shot B.J. Mack will get in this offense. 3 out of 5 tonight on the season, 27%.
Lawrence contested, overshot it, tipped around, and South Carolina clears it. Michi Johnson. Murray Boyles working against Lubin. Little spin move. Stays with it. Goes home and flushes it. $18 points for Colin Murray Boyles. That's a new career high. Quick answer on the other end from Malik Presley.
B.J. Mack at 29% right now from the 3. Just wanted to update that. 23 in SEC play.
Johnson, deep 3. Off the front iron, offensive rebound. Murray Boyles making a 20 spot for number 30. He's got 9 in the second half.
He seems to be always in the right spot for a rebound, for a cut, to help make another pass to facilitate the offense. And his CMB, young fella, is feeling very comfortable in this offense. Turns, faces, squares up his defender. Nice spin move right here. Good balance. Gets underneath the hoop. Right here, just working on the glass. Ooh, look what I found. But put himself in that position. South Carolina goes up 8.
Hold the remarkable we.
The freshman Colin Murray Boyles not playing like a freshman. He's got a career-high 20 points, and he is doing work down low.
9 for 11. You want to talk about efficiency. He does not have any wasted footwork, no wasted time. He sees he's got an advantage. He's got all the space to work with right there. And if the double team does come before he can get underneath the hoop, he's smart enough, plays with his head up. He can kick it off for a 3-point shot.
9 of 11 from the field. 3 rebounds to boot for Colin Murray Boyles. He was 12 years old, and in 6th grade, the last time that South Carolina was ranked in the top 25 in the regular season.
Was that when to win is to sin? Sindarius Thornwell?
Is that the 16-17 season?
Final 4, my friend. Final 4. Let's run it back.
Fell out of the top 25 in February. Got hot at the end of the year. Rolled through the NCAA tournament all the way to the Final 4.
And you look at how they play. Look out when they get in the tournament. Because they're not going to change what they do. And they're solid fundamentally. They're disciplined. And we've seen they didn't shoot well from the 3-point line in the first half, but they certainly could turn that around. Another offensive rebound. Wow.
Carter Lang had it blocked, trying to put it back up.
Credit Vandy. They haven't gotten many open looks, but they've been putting in some work from the offensive glass, trying to get some looks anywhere they can.
9 offensive rebounds, but that only resulting in 4 second chance points. More from Colin Murray Boyles.
And we'll see this on the replay. It's the spacing, but it's also the timing. Josh Gray gets it right there above the elbow. And then CMB, see him right here. He knows exactly when to dive in, get that defender on his hip. Right now, he's got all the right side of the basket to just turn and lay it in with his right hand.
11 second half points for CMB on 5 of 5 shooting. He's made his only free throw attempt. Malik Presley will go to the bench for Vanderbilt after picking up his 3rd foul.
I noticed he didn't say anything.
Yeah, I messed enough people up today. 11-point lead for South Carolina.
Is that what happened? My audio at the open beginning of the game? You must have.
I must have jinxed that as well. Lubin working against Murray Boyles. Lubin with a strong move.
And he can do that. You can isolate him. Coach Stackhouse does that, isolates him, and he can make something happen from there. He just scored himself. He'll get it out to a three-point shooter if he's doubled.
From the corner, Miles Stute. Tip back out. He'll try again. Second time, he spins it home. Gamecocks by 12. Lawrence waves off the screen, trying to back down Meechie Johnson. And then he has it blocked from behind by Gray. Lang saves it. Shot clock did not reset. It's under 5. Lubin on the drive. Lubin with the flush. Wow.
That was right into 7 foot right there, Van Lubin.
9 points for Vin Allen Lubin. Steele Magnon racing the other way. Had it blocked. CMB on the chase. That got this crowd on its feet. Big time hustle play by Murray Boyles. Stute dumps it into the post. Murray Boyles working on Lubin. It's his own miss. 3 on the way, Meechie Johnson. Gray had it stripped away by Magnon.
That's not often Magnon can battle in the paint there. You bring it down, and he's going to take it from you.
Lubin has it knocked away by Murray Boyles. And what an ovation for Colin Murray Boyles. A well-deserved break. 12 in the second half, 22 in the game.
Great activity, but how about Van Allen Lubin? My goodness.
Check that, 23 in the game.
And an efficient 23, right? Everything is around the rim. He can shoot it, right? He can step back and shoot it. And he shot it a lot better at the beginning of the year when he was out, when he was sick, as when he lost a little bit of that jump shot, which is coming back at some point.
Yeah, he's 10 of 13. And Allen Lubin going back to work inside, turns around, couldn't get the roll. Stute.
South Carolina, another good look, and you see multiple three-point shooters out there. They spread out your defense.
Lawrence feeds it to Lang down low. Lang looking for some help. Lubin again.
Forced into another contested tough 2 right there at the SEC logo area.
And a turnover there by South Carolina. A travel from Meechie Johnson. 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. 11:20 to play. Time for a look at today's Mayhem moment, brought to you by Allstate. Colin Murray Boyles.
The explosiveness, the timing,
The violence.
whew, the hustle. How about the hustle? One of those chase down blocks we see, LBJ.
Not the president.
No, not the president. CMB, similar to LBJ. Tayshaun Prince famously had one in the finals.
11:20 to go. South Carolina trying to win its 7th straight game. They're currently tied for first in the SEC alongside Auburn and Alabama. Alabama on the road today against LSU. That one has gone final. I thought I was going to give you a score. About 109-90. Bama over LSU.
Putting up some buckets in that game, I think.
Some teams that can score in the SEC this year.
Yes, there is. Bama, Kentucky, and even efficient. Like South Carolina is very efficient. Vandy, when they get good shots. It's just the ability to make them.
Lewis from the free throw line. Off balance, good looking shot there.
Very nice. So that defensively made Lewis bounce it. Straight line. Credit Paul Lewis. Great pull up right there. Just when he saw the opening, had enough room.
DJ Mack from the corner, and another one. That's his 4th triple.
Talking to Coach Stack, when they do throw that zone where it's a 1-3-1, that little scramble 2-3. The vulnerable spot is that corner. So credit South Carolina recognizing that. Didn't hesitate to get a guy to the corner and get it to him there.
Lewis straight on 3.
And it was straight on, just missed it back iron. And he's a guy, they can get him going, that gives that other scorer that they're looking for.
Mack thought about another one.
He's going to have an opportunity.
There it is. How about a straight on 3 on this end? Rolls off. And a whistle and a foul underneath on the Gamecocks. That's Miles Stute picking up his 2nd.
And South Carolina does such a good job, even though it was a missed shot, but it was an open 3, okay, by a guy who is shooting the ball really well today, much better. 4 of 7 for B.J. Mack from the 3-point line, and it's about the action. They have an action, that ball screen. However the defense plays that, they just read and react and play off it for the best shot available.
Lawrence nearly lost his footing. Look at that defense. 30 feet from the basket. Lang. Tough pass. Lawrence couldn't handle it. Turnover, Vanderbilt.
That's something special, man, to be able to put that pressure on Tyron Lawrence, who's strong and he's quick, and you pressure him that high. Backdoor cut. Great job by Tyron Lawrence, but Jacoby Wright, my goodness. Young man, you won that possession.
Stute, catch, shoot. Off the mark. He made 4 of 5 from deep on Tuesday. Today, Stute 1 of 6 from behind the arc.
Of course, we know Stute, top in the league in three-point percentage last year.
Shooting 42.2% this season. His best year shooting it was his sophomore year at Vanderbilt when he hit 43% of his threes. Young, he was trying to feed it to Lang, who was looking the other way. Colin Murray Boyle said, "I'm happy to take it." Cooper. Jacoby Wright. Jacoby Wright.
They can clip that defensive possession into offense possession because they smothered the ball, got in the passing lanes defensively, got the turnover, and then all 5 guys touch the basketball for an open 3.
Different story, first half, second half. Gamecocks 1 of 11 from behind the arc in the first 20 minutes. They're 6 of 13, and that's why they lead it by 14.
When are sports more than sports? When your highlight reel opens the door to 4 years of higher education, 0 student loan debt, and NIL earning potential. When your stats include free room and board, nutrition and mental health support, plus medical care with extended coverage. And when your experiences, friendships, and development put you in the win column for life. For college athletes, sports just mean more.
You hear a lot about me these days, but here at the University of South Carolina, it's all about the we, the curious we. the compassionate we, the lend a hand, bend an ear we, the Rhodes Scholar winning, 80,000 head spinning, united, unstoppable, undeniable we. Because when you stand for something bigger than yourself, you can create something that benefits all. Behold, the remarkable we.
Every detail counts. It's brought to you by Pfizer. How about ball movement on this possession from South Carolina?
4 guys touch it. Right decision. Everybody's under control and ready to receive the basketball and move. And obviously you get another wide open 3, and they get really good looks. South Carolina does. They've gotten them all season. Didn't make them in the first, but you know that eventually they were going to fall.
From what is that? 8% to almost 50%. A marked second half improvement for this 15th ranked South Carolina basketball team that has captured the hearts of Columbia. Quarter zip. That is a Lamont Paris thing.
QP.
He is QP or QZ?
QZ. So 28 points in the paint, right, total for South Carolina. They had 3 from the three-point line in the first half. So you just see how from the three-point line, from under the basket, it's starting to even out, and just how they can be effective at both places.
Lamont Paris said quarter zips are not only stylish, but useful. He uses the one with the little kangaroo pouch in the front.
Yeah, he loves
stick my phone in there, stick my whistle in there. If it's cold, I can zip it all the way up. If it's hot, I can.
Yeah, he told.
And he's superstitious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he told us on the broadcast, SEC Now, that he's got to be careful. Another wide open layup. It's good offense there.
25 points now for Colin Murray Boyles on 11 of 14 shooting. That's a bump by Jacoby Wright. Picks up the foul. And that will take us to our under 8 timeout. South Carolina leads it by 14 over Vanderbilt.
You hear?
Dawn Staley in the house, taking in a little basketball. Her team practiced earlier this morning. She's got a work day tomorrow. UConn here at Colonial Life Arena. It's a Sonic Blockbuster, 2 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. South Carolina, the only remaining undefeated team in women's basketball this year, off to a 22-0 start. Pair of national championships for Dawn Staley and the Gamecocks. And in this series, South Carolina has won 4 of the last 5. These ladies can play.
Some pretty good seats in the house. Hopefully Coach Staley, nobody is taking her seat like they did on Tuesday night.
I would imagine she can sit wherever she wants to in this building.
Yeah, matter of fact, Roy Philpott and Jimmy Dykes had her right in the middle of the broadcast table.
Right. That's right. 14-point lead for South Carolina. Trying to make it 7 in a row in the SEC. J.Q. Roberts stayed with it there, kind of lost the handle. He's got 4 in the game.
It was a good, aggressive, tough move by J.Q. Roberts. Second bucket of the game.
Foul on Lubin.
One of the other things that stands out to you during the game, South Carolina's communication with each other, but even in practice, they challenge each other, they communicate well, but they correct one another in the right way. And make sure that, you know, if somebody needs to know where they're supposed to be and how they get there, they're not shy about helping one another out.
Good pass. Tyron Lawrence wide open from the corner, got the 3.
Great read, Van Allen Lubin. Also, just understanding, okay, I'm getting double teamed on this block. Where's that open shooter going to be?
5 in a row for Vanderbilt. South Carolina trying to avoid the drama they dealt with earlier this week. They led by 17 in the second half against Ole Miss. Rebels had a shot to try and tie the game, with the clock winding it down. That's one way to avoid the comeback. Make shots.
Well, you could see that on the release. Had his feet set, but just when he released the ball, it had a different arc on it that time. A couple of times previous to that, little short rim on that three.
B.J. Mack now with 18 points, 12 of those in the second half. He's hit 5 threes in the game. That is a turnover by Vanderbilt. Roberts had his feet on the sideline before he caught that pass. 6th turnover of the game for the Commodores. Every time I see B.J. Mack, I think he's too big to be doing this. Such a pretty shot.
Well, it is, and that's something that he'd done last year, 32%, the threat from that three-point line. He's going to get a lot of those looks, and he shot it as well as he's had this whole season. He shot it well tonight.
6'8", 260. Feed inside. Murray Boyles with the two-handed jam. 27 points, just adding to that career day. Lawrence working off the screen. Holy cow. Tyron Lawrence.
Well, if you didn't know, yes, hard driver can turn the corner. If you don't get on that left hand, and he can finish above the rim.
14 points for Lawrence. Lost his man in the corner. 3 on the way, and good for Zachary Davis.
And those are all open looks. Those are good open looks. I can't remember when South Carolina took a bad shot or a contested shot.
Lubin fouled. Foul goes on Michi Johnson. It's his second. So Lubin had a mismatch on Johnson. Gray came to help, and there was really nowhere to go. So a tough foul there for South Carolina. Looking for an angle along the baseline. Kicks it out to Lawrence. Lawrence again. And he draws the foul. Colin Murray Boyles picks up his second.
Yeah, and that was a situation where Murray Boyles just had to go straight up. Zachary Davis did a good job of keeping Tyron Lawrence from turning that corner to finish right at the rim. He had to take that running left-handed shot off the backboard. No need to foul in that situation.
Struggles at the free throw line continue today for Vanderbilt. 2 of 9. And now Tyron Lawrence will shoot into that South Carolina student section down on the end. Makes the second. Cooper left alone, lets it fly. Offensive rebound for Miles Stute. He's going to let one fly. Tough day from behind the arc for Stute, but a career day continues for Colin Murray Boyles. Offensive rebound, two-handed jam, 29 points.
South Carolina understanding that's not where Vandy's strength is in that interior. Great move.
Lubin has played well. He's got 11 and has now scored in double figures in 4 of the last 6 SEC games.
One of my favorite statistics for South Carolina is they are number 16 in the country, 3rd in the league, 61% assist rate. 67% assist rate today.
Josh Josh Gray draws the foul. 3:34 remaining. South Carolina maintaining that double-digit lead. What a day for the freshman, Colin Murray-Boyles.
Most difficult finishing 7-game schedule.
South Carolina leading by 14 over Vanderbilt. 7 left in the regular season, and it is not a cruise to the finish line for this Gamecocks team. Got to go to Auburn midweek, then LSU coming back home. Road games in Oxford and College Station. Get the Gators and the Vols at home, and then they finish things out on the road against Mississippi State. That is a gauntlet to finish the season.
Sure, if they're able to hang on and win out in this game, they can start looking forward now. How do we set up winning the SEC? In South Carolina, the beauty of how they play basketball, their efficiency, how they take care of it, don't turn it over, they're physical. They're a really good defensive rebounding team. They get good, high-quality shots. That's the recipe to go on the road and win some games. Some very difficult games, as you saw, coming up for them. But their style lends them. You know, as they say, they're not going to beat themselves. I'm sure you've heard that a bunch of times when people talk about South Carolina. They're not going to beat themselves. They're just a really solid, quality, high decision-making team. And they get the ability to shoot it like that, like we saw. You know, they had games, like you said earlier, making 15-plus threes per game, so they're dangerous from the three-point line. It can hurt you in the paint as well.
Just looking at KenPom, looking at the 7 remaining games on the schedule. The numbers in the formula at KenPom only have South Carolina favored to win in 3 of those remaining 7 games.
Even KenPom doesn't believe in them. Well, that's how it's been for South Carolina all season. You're going to play it on the court. Not in the numbers. I was going to say on paper, but you got it on a laptop right here, so
yeah,
it's a little bit different.
Trying to save a tree, man.
Yes.
Inside 3 minutes to go. South Carolina on its way to its 21st overall win. Big block there. Studi got clobbered from behind. And then linked to the floor. Tyron Lawrence couldn't run it down.
Took it all the way to the tunnel.
I think Miles Studi's still trying to figure out how he didn't draw a whistle on that last offensive possession. Gamecocks leading it by 15.
And we'll go back to our conversation with Coach Paris, and he talked about the difference. You know, everyone wants to talk about pace of game and tempo and possession length. You know, their style is about efficiency. And the reason why, you know, they average 63 possessions a game, which is about 4 less than the average NCAA tournament team. But he says, listen, we'll play fast. We'll get up a shot fast. The reason why you play us defensively, we take away possessions for you. So you have to be just as efficient. If you're not an efficient offensive team, you're going to be hurt.
Miles Studi gets to the rack. 8 points for Studi.
There's a misconception, right? Say, oh, they take the air out of basketball. No, they run their offense. If it comes early, fine. If it doesn't, we're patient enough. And it's the same on defense.
That's a really good point, though, on the defensive side. When you push opponents so deep into the shot clock on a regular basis, it's going to feel like a slower-paced game.
It is, and that's the result of it. And what it does now, it forces them, they're taking desperate shots. They're a good defensive rebounding team. You finish the possession that way.
Back off the mark. 13 points now for Lubin after that last make. He's had a nice day. Magnon quickly gets to the rim. Touched last by South Carolina. That was off the fingertips of B.J. Mack.
So you see a lot of teams like Ezra Manio and Diggs did try to get something early. And South Carolina will do that transition-wise. If they can get something early, they will. If not, they're going to run their offense and wait until you break down, because there's not many college basketball teams that can play a full shot clock of defense without breaking down somewhere at some point.
18 points today for B.J. Mack, 12 of them in the second half. He's hit 5 of 9 from behind the arc. Magnon thought about the three, turned it down.
And you have 5 guys on the floor, South Carolina. Even when you've got your bench come in, they all play with their head up, their eyes up, understanding where each other's at. Don't turn the ball over so they get high percentage shots.
To his credit, Jerry Stackhouse had made CMB with the exclamation point on a 31-point game. So you're going to say Jerry Stackhouse has made no excuses about his team. But if you look at Vanderbilt and you don't mention that injuries are part of the story with this team this year, you're kind of doing a disservice.
There's no question. And they're a very young team, 10th youngest in the country. You add into the injuries, just because the people want math. 70% assist rate right now for South Carolina. That means 21 assists on 30 made buckets.
That is big time. Tell you what else is big time. The play of Colin Murray Boyles, the freshman from right here in Columbia. 31 points on 14 of 17 shooting. Perfect at the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 2 assists. What a day.
We knew how good he was. Maybe the whole country didn't know, but that young man affects the game on both ends. And a lot of it has to do with his understanding of how and where to be.
If the country doesn't know, they are learning. 20 second half points on 9 of 10 shooting. How about 7 straight wins for South Carolina as they move to 21-3 overall, and they will remain in a tie for first place in the SEC. What stood out most? What was most important today for the Gamecocks?
Well, I think it was their ability to continue to get open shots, and then in the second half, that three-point shot fell for them. That was the difference to blow open that lead. And then, of course, Murray Boyles on the glass. My man was huge. Finishes with 6 offensive rebounds.
75-60, South Carolina by 15 for our entire SEC Network crew. And my partner, Pat Bradley, I'm Richard Cross. A 15-point win for the Gamecocks as they go to 9-2 in the SEC. Let's send you to the studio and Alyssa Lang.